Hello Better Ideas team. I wanted to shoot this quick video just to introduce the concept of Find Your 15. I wanted to explain what it was, where the concept came from, and how you can use it to really boost your business and create real success here with Power. It came from my looking through the submissions to Solar City of homeowner leads and realizing that, myself included, our team really isn't doing as good a job as we can of submitting homeowner leads to Solar City. Now, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, man, I just submitted a whole bunch, I know that there are people who are really walking the walk and going out and submitting tons of leads to Solar City. So obviously this video isn't necessarily aimed at you, but if you embrace this concept and share it with your teammates, everybody will win. So, find your 15. Where does that come from? Well, what I would like people to consider doing is, over the next 15 weeks, starting next week, over the next 15 weeks, take 2 hours out of that week, a solid 2-hour period, and focus on nothing but finding homeowners and connecting them to Solar City, with the goal of having one homeowner have a 3-way call, a live transfer with Solar City. So let me rephrase that, or let me say that again. So take 2 hours a week for the next 15 weeks to have one homeowner per week have a live transfer through to Solar City and submit your leads. Why 15? Well, when you hit 15 personal leads, you are a personally qualified game changer. Think about that. You go past 2 ranks on the way. Some of you have enough business under you already that if you just hit the 5 and the 10 mark, or when you hit the 5 and the 10 mark, you're going to rank advanced to senior partner and national partner without really breaking sweat. But if you get 15, or when you get 15, you'll be a personally qualified game changer. So 2 hours a week, one homeowner per week on a live transfer. In 15 weeks, you will be a fully qualified game changer personally, and you will never have to submit another lead to Solar City. You'll never have to do another live transfer personally. But of course then, continue to do that, generate leads to help your teammates get qualified and help those in your organization with homeowner leads once you've got your 15. So the analogy of all of this is, like, if you've been through those safety demonstrations on aircraft when the aircraft's taking off, and they talk about the oxygen that can drop down. And they always tell you, put your own oxygen on, and then you can go and help other people do theirs. So your oxygen here is to have 15 personal leads. It will qualify you as a game changer personally. Then you can share that and help other people with theirs and start to grow their business, get them qualified, get them up through the ranks, and then pay all that forward. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, well, I'm really challenged with homeowner leads. It's the one thing I can't do, or I don't live in the right state, or there's 100 reasons, and I've had them all personally as well, why it's a difficult thing or whatever it may be. So I want to address that right now. Is it more difficult for you if you live outside a Solar City serviced area? Yes, it's more difficult for you than for me, for sure. I live in California. It's probably as easy as it gets here, relatively speaking. However, on the Better Ideas team are people from Idaho, from people from all kinds of states that aren't in Solar City states, who are already qualified, already going through the ranks. I have teammates in the UK, Australia and Germany, all of whom are getting qualified from their countries. So of course it's doable. So what does the 2 hours look like? Well, what you have to do with that 2-hour period is really soul search. Who do you know that you can call as a homeowner and get them on a 3-way call? So as basic as it gets, make your list. The list that's in the Power Playbook, the homeowner list, make that list. I continue to do that. I continue to make that list, and I have it with me. Why? Because I think of someone that's a homeowner that would be great for solar, and by the time I've got home, if I haven't got my list, I've forgotten who it is. Have the list with you, and then take 2 hours. The 2-hour period is to really analyze how you're going to talk to someone, where they're coming from. Is it through social media, if you have to use social media, if you're out of state? Is it by knocking on doors of neighbors? Is it by your church group, your AYSO? Is it through networking? I go to a networking group once a week on a Monday. It costs me $5 and it includes breakfast. And of that meeting, I've now got 4 of my leads. So 4 out of 15 leads for me came from a networking group that I go to on a Monday morning that cost me $5 a week. Deal of the day, right? If you're out of state, you can also go to networking groups and ask them, who do you know in these states, and hand them a list, hand them a PDF that shows the states we're in, and talk to them about that. But I promise you, if you spend 2 hours a week thinking of where you're going to get a homeowner lead from, and you might need to have 3 or 4 a week to get one that goes through the process of a live transfer, and you do that every week, you can't not get one person a week going through the live transfer system. There may be some weeks that you'll get 3 or 4, other weeks it might be slower, you might not get any for a couple of weeks, but over a 15-week period, you will get your 15 that you need to be a personally qualified game changer. Everyone that's watching this video, every single member of the Better Ideas team, we can all step up our game for submission of homeowner leads to Solar City. If you're struggling with it, if you're really struggling with thinking, where can I find these homeowner leads? Obviously you know that the team is working behind the scenes on different things like homeowner lead co-ops and all of this stuff, and that's cool. And if it works and we can break some of that stuff out to help, obviously we're going to do that. But if you're really struggling to think where homeowner leads are going to come from, who have you contacted in your upline to discuss that problem? Have you called your upline? Have you called me? My cell phone number is on every single email that comes out from the team. You can reach me anytime. If you have problems finding homeowner leads, call someone. Let's get that problem fixed. The second part of Find Your 15 then is to track, is to be analytical of your numbers. We have the accountability sheet at our disposal. The accountability sheet as it sits is built for partner development mostly, but just as easily you can print one off and have it exclusively for homeowners. So when you started the week on a Monday, how many people did you actually have a conversation with? How many homeowners did you find that you could have a conversation with? How many did you have? And how many then went on to the live transfer? And track it. And if you track it and record those numbers, A, you'll get so much better yourself and you'll understand where things are coming from. But equally importantly, if you're having conversations and you're not able to get people to go through that live transfer process, then let's fix it, because we'll be able to see. So we know that we had 7 conversations and nobody went to the live transfer. So let's look at what you're saying. Let's role play what you're saying. Work with me, work with your upline, work with your teammates, work through the Better Ideas Facebook page, and let's fix that. But we can only fix that if we track it. If we think about it or theorize about it, it means nothing. You have to work with real numbers like any real business here. Okay, so one thing I wanted to share with you, that hopefully a little snippet, I'm going to give a snippet in this video that I think will help. Excuse me rubbing my head, it's a little hot in California today. As a little snippet for how, or something that can help you. The hardest battle I face, and I live in California, like I said, where it's relatively easy to find homeowners that you can talk to about this. But the biggest challenge I face here is that people simply don't believe me. People simply don't believe that they can get tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment installed on their homes at no cost. They can save money every month, and they've just got to sign up for that and get all of this value. They don't really put their head around it, and they think they're waiting for the sting. Well, we all know that there isn't a sting. So one analogy I've used, excuse me, that really worked the other day was that my friend Stephanie, she was looking, she was interested, but she's like, well, so where do I end up paying for this equipment? Where does the sting come in? And I just said to her, look, I used to have my TV delivered through cable service. I paid a lot of money for quite a limited number of channels. Somebody introduced me to satellite television. So I looked at satellite television and I looked at it and I saw that I got more channels for less money than I was paying. So, wow, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, great. At no point did the satellite company then charge me for the rocket that went up to take the satellite up. They didn't charge me for the satellite. They didn't even charge me for the satellite dish or the box to make all this happen. And here I am now just simply paying less for more choice than I had before. It's a wonderful deal. That's what we do here. And when you put it in those terms, I think that little nugget might help you get past this barrier of where's the catch, where's the sting. If you put it in an example that people will understand, hopefully that will help you. All right, find your 15. Start this week. If you've already got a bunch of leads, great, keep going. Because once you've hit 15, now you can start helping your teammates do the same thing. You can actually give leads to teammates to help them All of this is great, but find your 15. Everybody that's watching this video, every member of the Better Ideas team can, will, and should be focused on submitting 15 leads. You do that over the next 15 weeks, that's 4 short months. You will be a personally qualified game changer with a team that will then be developing under you, doing the same thing, which will get you to actual game changer much, 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 much quicker. And trust me, when you get to game changer, it's not called game changer for any other than the right reason. It will change your life getting to game changer. So let's work together. If you have any problems, questions, please get in touch. This is what the team's all about, is to help each other. Find your 15, start this week, 2 hours a week, one homeowner transferred to Solar City. Thank you. Take care.